to talk to you. Great to talk to you both. Just ahead of the release of your brand new single, Loving You, which comes out on the 18th of August. Tell us a bit about the song.
Well, this is our first collaboration, hopefully the first of many, but we've had loads of fun. We've seen each other at different things over the years. We performed at Isle of Wight together, actually the Isle of Wight Festival, and our paths kept crossing and we talked about working together. And then Matt had started work on this brilliant song and I was so excited to get involved, and it's just come together really quickly, and luckily our voices work brilliantly together. So yeah, that's how it all came about.
So who was it that actually first broached the subject of maybe working together, maybe recording a duet? Who broke the ice?
That would be me. It was after I saw Mel at a show, an acoustic show, and I was just so amazed at her, vocals live and her performance live. And I've always been a fan. And then I sat thinking with my manager about a duet. So I nervously approached Mel at a gig. Well, I say nervously. Sober, I was nervous, but after the gig at Union Chapel, I think we'd all had a few. So it was just like, Mel, shall we do this? And then it was a yes that night, and I was like, come on, this might be one of those things where, But I know, now knowing Mel, she does not talk crap. Clearly, and that's how this has come about.
Brilliant stuff. So am I right in saying that when you first wrote the song, Matt, it was never necessarily intended as being a duet? That kind of came later?
Yeah, no, it did. The song was definitely originally for just myself. But I couldn't finish it for some reason. I don't know why. It's a song that had been bugging me for a little while, and I'm so glad that I've waited and this has happened with it.
Did you have any idea how perfect your voices would be together? Because as you mentioned, they just work really, really well. Do you have any idea how good the finished product was going to be?
No, I mean, you never do, and I think we went into the studio one day and we were just working on lyrics together, so obviously we were singing quite a lot, and it was just apparent straight away that our voices were going to work. And it's interesting because I think we've both got quite distinctive voices, so for them to blend so well is a really cool thing. And
of course, Matt, you're not just singing on the record, you're playing guitar on it as well, and are you drumming as well, is that right?
Yeah, it's good fun to do. It's one of my favourite instruments to play. You get to smack the hell out of stuff. You take all your frustration out on the drum skin. It's good.
So was that always the plan? I mean, obviously we know you from X Factor back in 2010 when you came through, and obviously at that point, as is the case with anybody else on X Factor, it's a voice. Was it important to you that when you got the opportunity you could establish yourself as more of an all-round musician and show off all your other skills?
Absolutely. I mean, I wasn't in no rush to do it. It was only when the time was right and it felt necessary. But being so involved in the last two albums, the second album, The Fire, and now this new album coming out in October, I've had the opportunity to be in control and to produce the albums and to do all the recording and play and have time to sit down and play the drums the way I would want to do it and play the guitars and all sorts of things like that.
So would you say this third album that's on the way later on this year, which I believe still doesn't have a title, is that right?
No, it does. It does have a title, but it's a secret one.
Okay, fair enough. But would you say this is probably your most personal album? Is this the album that you've most wanted to make so far?
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, that's true. And it's a natural progression, but also, like I said, that we didn't get stuff finished, and hence why Loving You has come around the way it has. Same has happened with a few other songs from my second album. A lot of it's spilt over, and I've still had a lot to write about with the situation that I was in, a year ago, nearly. It's my most personal album, and it's the work that I'm most proud of to date,
And you've never really stopped working, have you? You've done, 3 or 4 sold-out tours, and obviously you had the first album, Letters, the second album, Fire, came out back in 2012. So you've really kind of constantly been on it. Have you ever had a chance to take a lengthy break and just kind of reflect on what you've achieved so far?
No, I haven't, and I will do after the next album, but we've got so much to do. I mean, we're only just starting. There's lots of stuff happening in Europe this time, and we're pushing the album internationally. So I'm still fully focused. I'm still kicking the ball as hard as I can. I think you have to until it's far enough away that you can sit down and wander after it. And
what about you, Melanie? What have you been up to recently? Because we haven't heard from you, certainly as a recording artist, for a little while.
Yeah, well, I've been quite busy. I've been touring with Jesus Christ Superstar. I'm recently back from Australia, and I'll be touring the UK again in October. And then I go on tour with Jules Holland in November and December. So it's going to be a busy old year, and I'm going to start working on a new album as well. So hopefully you'll be hearing some new stuff later next year.
And is doing the stage stuff something that you always wanted to get into when you were obviously doing the Spice Girls stuff and then doing your solo stuff? Did you always kind of dream of maybe moving across and doing some of those stage performances?
I think when you're young, I know speaking for myself, I didn't really think about the future too much. I was too busy enjoying what was happening at the time. But I always had a love of musical theatre and studied it when I left school. So it's really nice to have gone back to it. And I've just found that I've learnt so much about stagecraft and being a performer that it only goes to help in my, my work in music.
And is it a very different discipline, singing live on stage in a show such as the one you've done, as against maybe being part of a band or being up on stage just singing songs? Is it a different way of working?
Yeah, you know what? Everything's different. And even people talk about being in the theatre and doing 8 shows a week and, doesn't it get boring doing the same thing? But it never gets boring, because when you're a live performer, you never know what's going to happen, and you feel differently, the audience reacts differently. So it's just something which can never be the same again. See what I did there?
See what you did there. Very impressive.
I don't know why it tickled me so much. It did.
So having got Melanie to sing on your record, Matt, is it going to be kind of everything changed around and Melanie's going to persuade you to get up on stage and maybe do a bit of musical theatre yourself? Is that something you maybe fancy getting into at some point?
Don't feel rude saying no, Matt.
No. I was actually just about to say no, but absolutely, definitely, with regards to performances of this song and anything else that we should be getting involved in the future. Especially, I'm really excited to start working with Mel on her album, and thinking about potentially another duet or just to write some songs together. And I know Mel's more than keen to jump up on stage, as am I. So we'd like to do that and just have a good play.
So tell us a bit about the video. Come on, guys, what's going on there? That looks like you were, should we say, enjoying yourselves?
Mel planned the whole thing. I'd had a few emails from her in the weeks leading up to it, instructing me on what I had to do. No, Johnny Knight came up with the concept for the video, and I think it's great. It's he's shot it beautifully. It's been executed beautifully, and I think the kiss at the end is just the natural, cool thing to do, and for where the thing to go. Do you know what I mean? I'm waffling, but
so was that always part of it?
I know what I mean.
Did you know where you were going with it? Was that always part of it, or was there an element of ad lib involved? Was there an element of kind of we'll shoot some scenes and see where it goes?
Well, no, there was a certain amount of ad libbing towards the end. You can't plan a kiss. It's got to be somewhat organic. And it was, and I think it's worked out really well on the video. But it's funny, because what looks good on video doesn't necessarily feel good, and vice versa. So we had to spend a little time kind of like
just getting it right,
finding the biting point.
Yeah. We just had to keep doing take after
take
after take. It took forever.
So it sounds like, from the way you guys are talking, that this may be the first of maybe one or two other future collaborations. It sounds like maybe there's something else in the pipeline.
I mean, there's nothing in the pipeline, but we've talked about working together again. So yeah, I mean, watch this space.
Absolutely.
And off the record, not necessarily mentioning any names, but has there been maybe chances in the past to do one or two duets of this kind that you've actually looked at and maybe thought, no, that's really not going to work, that's not for me?
Well, I mean, I've been approached, by different artists at different points in my career, and sometimes it feels right. I've been very lucky to work with Bryan Adams and Lisa Lefdal-Lopez and have huge success. And the wonderful thing with this song is that it did come together so quickly, and it's been so easy, and it's great. And I feel really blessed that it's kind of happened again.
So when you guys do get a chance just to take 5 minutes away from music and away from working, what do you like to do to get up to and just to chill out a bit?
What do you like to do, Matt?
You
have no time off. You can't even remember what you like to do.
I can't remember who I am. No, I like to skateboard a lot, but the thing is, it's quite a tricky thing with recording the album. I don't have the chance to break my wrist and take 6 weeks off in a cast, because I am doing a lot of the guitar work and stuff like that. So
and also you should grow up because you're 30.
Tony Hawk's is about he's a lot older than me anyway, and he's still at it.
Yeah, but you're not Tony Hawk's, are you?
I'm pretty good. All right, okay. I like to.
He talks about this skateboarding a lot. I'm going to get him to take me down to the skate park.
All right, okay. Yeah, we'll go to Bay 66 and we'll have a skate. You can put your elbow pads and your helmet on. We'll have a good laugh. Put your rollerblades on. I know. What do you like to do to relax, man?
Well, sporty by name, sporty by nature.
I was going to say, I've seen the photos in the paper this week of you getting out and about and doing a bit of jogging or a bit of running.
Bit of jogging? Yeah. I've done 2 triathlons this year, and I've just started training for the Great North Run. So yeah, I've just found that working towards a goal and an event is really inspiring, and I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm fitter than ever.
I was going to say, I do apologise for the bit of jogging, because clearly a triathlon is not a bit of jogging. It's a bit of jogging and a bit more than that, isn't it?
Bit of splashing about and a bit of bike riding.
I'm exhausted just thinking about it. So finally, Matt, the single, is that kind of typical of the direction we can expect from the album when it comes out later this year?
Well, the album's it's really diverse. We've got a lot of different kind of flavours on the album because of I've been around the world writing with lots of different people. Some great soul artists, Brian McKnight, Connor Reeves. I've written with some people that I've written with over the last few years. James Walsh is a mutual friend of myself and Mel's. I've been writing with Mel. There's so much stuff on the album, and I've really been pushing myself.
Looking forward to hearing it. Guys, it's great to have you back together on a great song. Single comes out on the 18th of August. It's called Loving You. Do check out the video on YouTube if you haven't done so already. And obviously, if you want to catch up with what Matt's up to with regards to the album, what's it? Twitter.com/Matt Cardle UK and your website, mattcardlemusic.com. Is that right?
That's right.
And Melanie, can we catch you on Twitter?
You can catch me on Twitter, Melanie C Music, and my website is melaniec.net.
Great stuff. Guys, thanks for taking the time to talk to us this afternoon. Wish you the best of luck with the song.
Thank
and
you.
hopefully we'll catch up again soon.
Yeah,
Cheers, buddy.
see you soon. Bye.
Cheers, guys. Take care.